Have you ever noticed how so many spiritual traditions share ideas with Sufism? It's almost like there's a hidden thread connecting them all.
Absolutely. When I read Sufi poetry, sometimes I hear echoes of Buddhist teachings, or even things I've read in Christian mysticism. It's amazing how the language and rituals can be different, but the essence is so similar.
For me, it's the idea of finding the divine within. Sufis call it searching for God in the heart, but you see that in Hinduism too, like the Atman, the inner self, being one with Brahman. And in Christianity, the idea of the kingdom of God being within.
And the journey inward. Whether it's Sufi daikar, Buddhist meditation, or the contemplative prayer of Christian monks, they all focus on stillness and going deeper inside. The tools are different, but the goal seems to be the same: finding peace, clarity, and unity.
I also love how Sufism, like many spiritual paths, uses stories and metaphors to teach. Parables in Christianity, Zen koans, Sufi tales. Sometimes a story gets to the truth faster than 100 lectures.
And the big theme is love, right? Sufis talk about love as the way to the divine. You find the same in Bhakti Yoga, with devotion to God, and in the writings of Christian mystics like Saint Teresa of Avila.
Even the struggles are similar. The idea of taming the ego or transcending the self. Sufis call it fighting the nafs. Buddhists talk about overcoming attachment, and even Stoic philosophy encourages mastering desire.
What's interesting is that while the rituals and outer forms can be different, deep down the spiritual hunger feels the same everywhere. The longing for connection, meaning, and transformation.
I've also noticed how Sufis emphasize direct experience over dogma. So do the mystics in almost every tradition. It's not about believing what someone else tells you, but about tasting the truth for yourself.
That's so true. And I think that's why Sufi poetry and teachings resonate with people outside Islam too. They point beyond boundaries towards something universal.
Sometimes I wonder why we focus so much on what separates traditions, when the real magic is in what they share.
Maybe because the language and rituals are so visible, but the inner experience is quiet and personal. But if you read enough or talk to people who practice deeply, you realize everyone's on a very similar search.
It makes me appreciate the wisdom in all traditions. Instead of competing, maybe they're just different paths up the same mountain.
And sharing those stories, poems, and practices can help all of us grow. You don't have to convert, just connect and see how much we all have in common.
I think Sufism really encourages that kind of openness, being curious, learning from others, and seeing the divine reflected in every sincere seeker.
In a world that's often divided, these points of connection remind us that we're more alike than different. At the end of the day, the real spiritual journey is about finding unity, inside and out.
Absolutely. Maybe that's the deepest message of Sufism and all spiritual traditions. Beneath everything, we're all searching for the same light.
And when we recognize that, we start to see the divine in every face and every path.